What's happening, all you dirty dogs and alley cats? It's Brian Q back with another video review, and today we're talking about 1972's The Legend of Boggy Creek. Yeah, I don't own it, so for the purposes of holding a tape, I'm just holding breaking. The Legend of Boggy Creek is a docudrama about the Fouke monster, a Bigfoot-type creature that has been seen in and around Fouke, Arkansas, since the 1950s. The film mixes staged interviews with some local residents who claim to have encountered the creature, along with fictitious reenactments of said encounters. So first, let's talk about the good. Right off the bat, I have to say, I was surprised at how strangely creepy the fake documentary style was. It reminded me a lot, if any of you remember the show In Search Of. It was a show from the 70s. I watched it in reruns probably in the 90s on the History Channel. It was hosted by Leonard Nimoy, and they did In Search Of Sasquatch, In Search of the Loch Ness Monster, In Search of UFOs. You know, it was, each episode was devoted to a specific topic, but it had that 70s documentary quality. The Legend of Boggy Creek was just constantly reminding me of In Search Of, and I think because it has that almost stale documentary feel, it sort of lulls you into that mindset of this happened, this is real kind of a thing. So I was invested. The other thing too is I loved the fact that it kept the creature at a distance. Very rarely was the Fouke monster up in the camera's face. It was always sort of off in the distance, kind of behind a tree. I think a lot of times the scary stuff is what we don't see, what we don't get a good look at, and I thought that it was filmed well for that style. And of course, just the amateurish style, much like Blair Witch, reminds you of something that could have been filmed as a home movie, and makes it, again, that much more easy to let yourself believe what you're seeing. And of course, very rarely do you have good without bad, and I don't think this is a movie necessarily for a whole lot of people. It is very amateurish, very clunky. There's not really a story being told. There's not a narrative. It's just Fouke monster encounter to the next Fouke monster encounter, a little history mixed in, then this happened, then these people had this happen, then these people... There's no real connective tissue between all of the stories, and in that sense, it only is really interesting as a documentary, but then it's not a real documentary, so I don't necessarily think this is going to be that entertaining for a lot of people. So as far as a final grade goes, I gotta say, The Legend of Boggy Creek is not nearly as entertaining as I would like it to be. It is very interesting, though. I was never really bored. I was involved the entire time, but it's just not really that entertaining. And I try as best as I can to base my grade on entertainment value. So I think I am going to go D+. I think that's it for today. Thank you, everybody, as always, so much for stopping by and hanging out and talking movies. I will catch all you dirty dogs and alley cats on the flip side. Bye-bye.